Hey, what's up, guys? It's Gabe Monroe with Nerd Tech, and I wanted to talk to you a little bit today about CloseBot AI and AirAI and how I use them together. Maybe give you some tips and tricks, some opinion, some better understanding on how you can bring these two powerful AI machines together to engage leads, follow ups, reactivation campaigns, and how I think is the best way to use them. So, on our NerdTech platform, which is a GHL Go High Level based platform, I really think of that as my centralized AI communications platform. And it's where I bring in the AI calling, it's where I bring in the AI chatbots, and I'm able to engage new leads as quickly as possible. Speed to lead is absolutely important, as all of you know who have been working with leads for a while. People this day and age are getting more impatient and being able to engage leads quickly. Or if they're texting in, calling in after hours, now I can have an inbound agent ready to answer calls. I can have CloseBot ready to text back if there's incoming text messages. And yes, it takes some time to set this up, but man, is it absolutely amazing. And this is the way the world's going. I feel like that if you're not setting up your business to be able to operate this way, you're very quickly going to be behind times. And so I'd love to be able to help as many people, implement this type of thing as possible because I just think it's absolutely amazing. So what I want to talk about is like best use cases, kind of like how I'm implementing it and like best practices on what I think. Obviously, this is my opinion. I'd love to hear you guys' feedback in the comments on how you're using it, or if you think my approach, if there's a flaw in there or something, because I'm constantly reevaluating and trying to figure out the best way. So when I started with Air AI, I thought it was the greatest thing ever. Obviously, there's hiccups, there's bumps. It's not perfect, but guys, it's really cool to be able to call people with AI and at least potentially get the job done of screening leads and then getting a real person to call them back. Because I still believe in the human touch. I don't think we can ever replace that. I just, at least not for a really long time from now. But one of the things I quickly realized is obviously calling is just going to have more problems than texting. It's a live connection where we have to rely on an internet connection to make it work. And even when my team uses internet to call out on VoIP phones, voice over internet, my team has connection problems. Even when it's a real human, there's connection problems. So now you're combining an internet call with AI. The AI doesn't have ears, so what happens is when it hears the conversation, it comes through as text. It looks at it as a transcript, and then it can respond based on what it's seeing. So if there's glitches in the internet, hiccups, loud background noise that's coming through, all these things have the potential to confuse the AI because it's reading a transcript, and those words are going to come through on whatever that sound picks up and puts into the transcript. So there's some limitations there. It is getting a lot better. It's got way better than from when I started using it last year in 2023, back in September when they first came out. But VoIP's been out forever, and even my live humans call them VoIPs over internet call have bad connection and the calls go wrong. So there's still going to always be problems when you have a live connection to the internet. The CloseBot, however, I absolutely love CloseBot because it just works. It's stable. You're not going to hear an AI voice, and the way we program it with the knowledge background, the way we give it the tone of voice on how to respond, it's almost totally undetectable. Like I really don't think I would challenge anybody on here to have a demo with me and see if you can detect that it is AI, because I just don't think you can. I would never know in this text conversation. It's just got really, really good. And it just works amazing because it sends the message out. If there's an internet problem, it's eventually going to send the message whenever it gets there. The lead is going to respond back on their time frame. They're not being interrupted. They're not going to try to answer, shuffle to get the call in their phone when they're driving in their car or doing something, interrupting their day. They're going to be able to respond back on their time frame. It's just less interruptive. The fact is that 95% of the population prefers text messages. As the newer generation comes up, everybody's texting. Nobody is answering their phone very much anymore. Even in my own voicemail, I put on there, hey, for a faster response, please text me. So the world's moving to text messages, but you still have business lines, B2B, landlines. There's still a need for AI calling. So being able to implement both is very important to capture these expensive leads. Leads get more expensive. Price of gas goes up, appreciation goes up, everything goes up. Leads get expensive, and you need to squeeze everything you can to get these leads before they go to somebody else. People are impatient. Amazon ships same day. People want to get a response from somebody same day. They don't want to wait till tomorrow. So if you're not getting to your leads today, you're missing out on leads. You're missing out on money. So one of the best ways I feel like to implement these together is to engage first with CloseBot, engage first with a text message. And by the way, if you didn't know, CloseBot can respond to emails, text messages. If we connect social media accounts to the Nerd Tech Go High level, if we it can respond to WhatsApp, if we connect it. It's just amazing that it can respond to all these different platforms. So if somebody reaches out on Facebook, you're responding back on their platform of choice. You're not switching up and trying to text them on your platform, So, and it's going to happen immediately, so that it's engaging them why it's hot. Whatever thought is in their head, it's engaging them now to try to capture that lead, which is really, really powerful. If they don't respond back, then we can then re-engage them with a phone call to try to get them from that angle. And so I love, setting up these automations where we do text message, wait, phone call, wait, text message, and we can kind of alternate back and forth. If they respond, I have another automation that yanks them out of that, so it obviously doesn't keep running. Now with reactivation campaigns, it's similar. I have a reactivation campaign that we set up, and the way I used to do it was I used to just do a manual phone call, ringless voicemail, and a text message. Manual phone calls sometimes or sometimes not got done just because I was busy. But the ringless voicemails and the text messages I could automate, so they typically went out. Once we implemented the AI calling, our response rate went way higher, and it wasn't because they were actually answering the phone, because the majority of them were not answering the AI phone call. The majority of them were still answering the text messages, but what it does is it's 3 taps on the shoulder, so it really gets their attention. Phone call, ringless voicemail, text message. These people are like, man, what does this guy want? They're finally going to respond back to a text message and be like, oh yeah, I reached out. Or you're going to elicit some sort of response. I've set this up for a lot of people, and they're like, wow, like it definitely gets their attention, especially for like new leads that come in, Facebook, Google Forms. Sometimes that's spam, and that's fine, but sometimes it's really hard to get a hold of these people because they're so impatient. They're going to go down the line very quickly and talk to the first person that responds. So if we can engage them very quickly, that's important. And then if they don't respond, we're pretty aggressively trying to say something like, hey, you reached out, you're interested in our services, we haven't been able to get in touch with you, were you still interested? And we put them in this new lead uncontacted drip campaign. Same thing for like reactivation or stale leads, the same type of thing. Hey, you had reached out to us, you had interest in our services, we're doing this promotion this week, just seeing if you're interested, I'd love to chat with you again. Something like that. Put this on autopilot, engage them. It's not perfect, but I can promise you a majority of the businesses out there are leaving so much money on the table because they're not following up and they're not engaging their old stale leads. And that's where there's a ton of money. So using the AI simply is powerful. Use them together, use it simply, use it to get appointments booked to real humans. I will never try to replace humans probably in my lifetime. I think we're way far away from that, but they're amazing, amazing tools to be able to patch the holes in your business, to be able to engage leads better. It's like a white glove service. People are going to feel like you're really engaging them, communicating them well above any other businesses out there. So those are just some tips. I just wanted to have a discussion about that, maybe help you guys out a little bit, help you understand how I'm using it. And I'd love to be able to help more people implement this. So if you're interested, please reach out. I always have my calendar down below. And also give me your comments. I want to hear your feedback on my thoughts and see if you have any better ways. The technology is changing every single week. It's hard for me to keep up on everything. So if you guys have more ideas, I'd love to hear it. Maybe I'll make a video on something else too. So have a great week.